the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. More on the NFL preseason coming up. A little bit on today's Major League Baseball card as well. In-pocket plays in 45 minutes. Right now, this Brewers-Braves game, which the total got bumped down to 5.5, like the lowest number you're going to find for a total in baseball ever, pretty much. And it's 2-0 Brewers right now in the bottom of the seventh. Mizorowski, really good, only 6 Ks. Needed that one out of him today. And right now we go out to the Progressive guest line to talk some soccer for the weekend. EPL is back, and the Meat Man, Steve Wyss, joins the program now. Betting Weekly Studios and the Because We Win podcast. Meat Man, thanks for the time today. I was off last week, but I was driving around when you popped on with Pauly. And I mean, here's my question to you, is that did you take, because it seems like the World Cup just took forever and it just ended basically. And yet here we go, bada bing, bada boom, like lower leagues are starting. Did you take any time off? Because your analysis, you knew everything about the players and the teams last week. Like, what did you do as a buffer before the season started?
Hey guys, yeah. What I had to do, I needed a week to sort of mentally decompress. I didn't go on vacation anywhere, but I just kind of was getting out there, played a bit of golf, played a bit of cricket, and it was a mental grind was the World Cup. I mean, I tend to prefer to go on my vacations in the winter over here in the UK, get a bit of sun on me, because we never get any sun in the winter. It's been a really good summer here so far. But yeah, it kind of ground me down, but give me a week or 10 days and I sort of mentally recharge and I'm back on the horse.
And a great job last week.
Oh, yeah.
And now to premiere the Prim, you can actually find 16-1 on this at DraftKings. I like this exact finish 1-2 in the Prim. The defending champs already started with a win 3-0. State your case for the exact 1-2 here.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick point about any of the futures that I give out now. Not all the markets will be up because it's only about an hour since the Arsenal match finished. So you might have to wait until, say, maybe 12 more hours. But yeah, you can get 16-1 on this. Arsenal, for me, are going to win the Premier League. And look, that's a pretty obvious thing to say. I don't think I've seen many people suggest any other teams can win it. They just look really solid all-round team. They're plus 125 heading into the season. Nothing wrong with that bet at all. But I was looking for a bit of value, so I'm looking for the exact finish. First Arsenal, second Chelsea. And, Chelsea, I think, have got a lot in their favour this season. Number one, they're not going to be playing European soccer in the midweeks. And that's really a massive advantage for especially teams that have got huge resources like Chelsea have. They've got a manager in now, Xabi Alonso, who this time last year, he became the Real Madrid manager. He was seen as maybe the next best manager in the whole of the world. Didn't work out for him at Real Madrid. Doesn't mean he's suddenly bad in the space of 12 months. So I think they've got the right manager. I like some of the signings they've made. They can focus on the Premier League every single week. No distractions until the FA Cup comes around, really. So I think Chelsea could be the team, if there's anyone that challenges Arsenal. I don't think they'll get close to them. Arsenal win by 10 points or more, in my opinion.
Ooh.
But Chelsea may well be the team that finished second. And say 16-1 on that exact finish looks a good bit of value in this Premier League title race.
By the way, can you find a market like that? Can you find Team X to win by so many points?
Ooh, possibly if you really shop around. But it's not something that's that widespread, if you know what I mean, Mitch.
Unmitigated disaster last year for Tottenham. They were looking at relegation till they won a couple matches late in the season. You think they bounce back in a big way?
I think they can do exactly the same what Manchester United did last season. Man United went from 16th to 3rd, and Tottenham could do something similar. I just need them to finish in the top 5 here at plus 137. Similar to Chelsea, they've got one big advantage. They're not playing in European soccer in the midweeks. They're going to fully focus on the weekends in the Premier League. The manager, Roberto De Zerbi, he can divide opinion a little bit, but he's, when seasons have been going well under this manager, wherever he's been at, he put Marseille into second place in France. He's been good at Brighton before. He's got goals in them. I really like some of the signings that Tottenham have done as well. I think they've learned their lesson from last season being so bad and nearly going down. And that was their lucky escape. And I think they'll kick on from that and have a massive, massive improvement this season. I want to bet on teams in the top 5 rather than top 4. And I'll tell you why, because I know what's going to happen come February, March time. The coefficient of the Premier League is going to make it so the top 5 will all get in the Champions League. So it's no difference between 4th and 5 probably. So I'm going to be betting in the top 5 market if I'm interested in teams in that end of the table.
Okay, so a great season and a comeback by Man U, but you think they take a step back. What do you want to do with their points total? 69.5.
Yeah, under 69.5 for me. I mean, they got 71 points last season. This is only, 1.5 below that. I just don't see how they're as good. They've now got to balance the Premier League with the Champions League. And look, the English teams have been doing really well in Europe, and there's a good chance Manchester United could make at least, say, the last 32, even the quarterfinals of that competition. And that will distract them. And the other thing for Manchester United, unless they're involved in like a title battle, which is very, very unlikely in my opinion, they're not going to need to get to 70 points to get in the Champions League, probably. That top 5 spot, you're probably only going to need 62 to 65 points. So I actually think they might drop out the top 5 anyway. But a good bet here. If you can get the points totals for all the teams. I really like this under 69.5 at -125 for Man United. They don't even have to be like that much worse. Just a little bit worse, and we'll cash this bet.
Okay. Haaland is $1.30 to have the most goals, -130. So you're not giving that out. Who's the selection to have the most goals, top goal scorer in the Premier League, meat man?
I've got a feeling, and I hope it doesn't happen, that Erling Haaland might get injured at some point this season and miss a bit of chunk of time. He had to play in the World Cup, and he looked like a body that was under a lot of stress at the end of that World Cup. So I do wonder, he does have a bit of a checkered injury record at times. So if he does go down injured, maybe we can oppose him in this market. I'm going to oppose him with João Pedro at Chelsea at 16-1 here. This is someone who scored 15 goals last season, so that's a pretty good return. Another 5 to 7 more, and that gets you in the race for this Golden Boot if Haaland has a regression of a year. But he scored 7 goals in pre-season. He's absolutely the clear number 1 striker for Chelsea now, and that's really, really important that he's guaranteed his minutes, he's guaranteed time on the field. And I think if there's someone that maybe you can make a case for 2 or 3 players if Haaland doesn't get it. But João Pedro, this Brazilian, also, he wasn't included in the Brazil World Cup squad. He's got a point to prove. He's fresh. He's had the whole summer off. He's ready and raring to go. 16-1 is too big on this Chelsea main striker.
Good angle, because if Haaland does get hurt, I like what you said. What do you have, 15 you said last week? If he gets 5, 6, 7 more, he'll be in the mix. Now, the last couple of years, Haaland had 27. Salah had 29 2 years ago, but then Haaland again 27, 36, which is insane. But a lot of years before that, the leader was at 23 or 22 goals. To your point right there, meat man, if Haaland, something happens there, the winner of this market, you're looking at like 22, 23 could probably take this thing down then.
Yeah, 25 definitely would. And it just feels like the year maybe Haaland can be opposed. Manchester City might not be as good anyway. So even when he is on the field, he might not be quite as strong. So don't be put off by just looking at that market and thinking Haaland's an automatic. If you like someone in the market, even at say 33-1 or above, have a go at it, because this could be the season you get a surprise winner.
How about most assists? Cole Palmer 10-1.
Well, if I've gone João Pedro to score the most goals, someone's got to assist him those goals. So Cole Palmer for me at 10-1. He only actually had 1 assist last year. It's not a great form, is it, heading into this one? But everything went wrong for Cole Palmer last season. He had injuries, he was in bad form, and etc. Before that, he had 8 assists and 11 assists. And I think now his clear role in this team is to provide goals rather than score them. He still will score some goals, but I feel like in this current Chelsea system, they're going to utilize him even more as a playmaker, as we call it here. And if he stays fit again, he wasn't in the England World Cup squad this summer. He's got a point to prove. He's going to be fresh and raring to go. And Cole Palmer has got brilliant vision. He's got the technical attributes to set up all these Chelsea attackers for goals. 10-1. I'm willing to oppose Bruno Fernandes at Man United in this market.
Very good. Okay, so then a team you think this year is worth a bet to get relegated would be who? Which club?
Fulham for me, plus 500. They've lost their manager, Marco Silva, and I think he was the main reason that they really have kind of overachieved in the last few seasons, Fulham, always around the mid-table mark, and Silva was a big reason for that. They brought in a manager, Arbeloa, who he was in charge of Real Madrid for the second half of last season. That didn't really end too well. I mean, it just feels like an unproven appointment in the Premier League. A lot of question marks about Fulham. They've lost some players as well. Harry Wilson, my own club Leeds, brought him on a free transfer. So there's some questionable transfer deals. I personally think Coventry and Ipswich could be okay of the newly promoted teams. Hull City will finish bottom for me, but the other two might be competitive. I mean, Coventry have only lost 3-0 tonight against Arsenal. It's better than losing 5 or 6. So Fulham, for me, are worth a bet here at plus 500 to go down. It just looks too big. I'd personally have this about plus 250.
Hull City, $7 to be relegated is incredible. How about next manager to leave? Good prop here. Interesting.
I think Sunderland might get relegated as well, guys, but I'm not going to bet on them at plus 300. It just feels about the right odds. So I'm going to have a stab on their manager, Regis Labrie, to be the next manager to leave at 16-1. You could get this before the matches kicked off today. He was actually under pressure in the summer, believe it or not, despite having an excellent season for Sunderland last year. There was talk in the local media that his job is under pressure. And sometimes clubs want to do that when they feel like they've had a good season, but we can do better and get a new manager in. So if they do start badly, I don't think they'll waste any time sacking this manager. So it's one of those where if I'm right about Sunderland, the better angle, the better value angle at 16-1 could be just take the manager to be the next man to leave if they get a bad start. But I think Sunderland are definitely in relegation trouble this season as well.
Very good. Love the analysis. Steve Wyss is going to hang out for one more segment on the Progressive Guest Line. Follow him on X at MeatManSoccer with the Betting Weekly Studios of Because We Win podcast. By the way, he's got a Baltimore Ravens helmet behind him as well. Loves the NFL. He's got best bets this weekend in the Prim, the Championship, and also League Two. Find out what he likes after going 4-0-1 last week. Coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thanks for watching, as always, on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard. We're live in Vegas. This place is crawling with hundreds, if not more, thousands of people probably today. It's fantasy football weekend at Circa. Tons of people, obviously, in town for the big event. And right now we're talking soccer. Last segment with the Meat Man, Steve Wyss. We continue doing that right now. He is on the Progressive Guest Line. Follow him on X at MeatManSoccer. He is with the Betting Weekly Studios and the Because We Win podcast. All right, so you gave out all your futures in the first segment. Let's go games that we have on the betting board for this weekend. Begin in the Prim tomorrow between Forest and Leeds. What do you think here?
I think we get a low-scoring game, Mitch, to start the season for both teams. Under 2.5 goals for me, minus 125. The key here is, for me, the manager matchup. Daniel Farke at Leeds against Oliver Glasner at Forest. And Glasner has switched from Crystal Palace to Forest. Glasner's a really, really good manager and a really good tactical manager. The last meeting between the managers ended in a 0-0 tie. And I think we might get something again where they both kind of cancel each other out. And I think Forest and Leeds could both be looking towards being a top 10 team this season, or at very least a really solid mid-table team. So there's a good chance this is a tie anyway. 0-0 and 1-1 are very, very possible. Leeds have reinforced in the window by signing James Trafford as a goalkeeper. He's, I think, going to be England's next number one goalkeeper, give maybe 2 or 3 years' time. So the change of manager at Forest is going to make them really good defensively. Leeds tend to set up more defensive away from home. I'm surprised actually you can get minus 125 on under 2.5 goals, because it just screams of a low-scoring tie or 1-0 win for either team.
Okay, what's going on here? Newcastle, Liverpool, over 3.5?
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe sometimes you have a bet with kind of your heart over your head a little bit, guys, and this might be my one of the week. Look, the history of this fixture in the Premier League, I think it's probably had more goals than any other match ever. It's just whenever they meet, it's complete fireworks. Emotions are going to run high anyway, because a former legend of both clubs has died in the summer, Kevin Keegan. A lot of you might remember him as a player and as a manager, actually, at Newcastle. So both sets of fans are going to give him a brilliant sort of farewell. I think that the atmosphere is going to be electric. When that sort of thing happens, the players, I just think, want to perform. And to kind of honour Kevin Keegan, who was one of the most attacked managers there's ever been, I think they'll both want to put on a show and score as many goals as they can. Aside from that, Newcastle's defence has looked horrible in pre-season, so Liverpool could really take advantage there. And Liverpool's new manager, Andoni Iraola, I really rate him highly. It might take them actually a little bit of time to fully settle as a complete package, but he's going to get goals out of them straight away. I think the Achilles heel for Liverpool in the first half of the season might be defense. So I'm going in strong, hard, straight away. +3, over 3.5 goals at +120. Not messing around with Asian goal lines here. Pretty confident if it does go over, it goes way over, sort of thing.
I was going to say
you could even look at the 4.5 and 5.5.
There you go. I was going to ask you that. Would you climb the ladder here, go alts, and would you do like some exact scores, like 3-3 or something like that?
Yeah, it's the sort of match where you could do, let's get out of the gate early this season rather than waiting for the form book to sort of come. I think both teams are going to be good for goals because I think defensively dodgy, and certainly from Liverpool's perspective, they've got brilliant offense and there's a real history of goals. So, yeah, I'll be looking at the 4.5, 5.5. I think Liverpool probably win it. They've just got too much. So, sort of 3-2 Liverpool. Maybe even the crazy 4-3 Liverpool, and 4-3's happened a lot in this fixture down the years.
Over 5.5 is +550 at DraftKings, so it makes sense. You don't like Fulham this year. They take on Chelsea on Monday. Chelsea side?
Yeah, I think just simple money line bet here, -110. It's actually a West London derby. There's not geographically these two teams are really close to each other. There's not that much spice, though, and Chelsea generally have a really good record at this ground, although they lost here last season. But Chelsea in general last season just weren't good enough. I think it's going to be completely different now. I think Xabi Alonso will have this Chelsea side ready and raring to go. And I actually believe they could put on a decent show here and have complete control of the match on Monday night. And we might come after that match and think, whoa, Chelsea look good this year and might be worth betting on in the futures, because I think it could be night and day between the two teams if Fulham are as poor as I think they're going to be. New manager who's never managed in the Premier League before. It could be a bit of a tough awakening for him with this Chelsea side who've got a lot more quality than Fulham. They've now got the manager. They've got the motivation. And I thought that Chelsea would be about -140 here. I'm not going to lie. I thought Chelsea would be a lot shorter in the betting. It's a clear away win for me. This might be the best bet of the whole card.
Excellent. Follow the money. Pauly and Mitch Wyss in the Sports Betting Network. Steve Wyss, our guest at Meatman Soccer on X on the Progressive Guest Line. 4-0-1 last week. A winner you had. You said this Bristol City club in the Championship League, no offense. And it's also your early start that you like to play tomorrow morning. Bristol City, Birmingham City, under 2.5.
Sticking with the under 2.5 goals with Bristol City, I just don't really see where a goal's going to come from for Bristol City in this match. They just were completely toothless last week against Millwall. They lost it 2-0. Never really looked like scoring. And now they face a Birmingham team. And Birmingham only conceded, I think, one shot on target last week against Sheffield United. It was a drab 0-0 that Birmingham got involved in. And their offense just looked too rusty and not quite up to speed yet. So I said before last week that the new manager at Bristol City, his style, he doesn't demand a lot of the ball. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting back and he's defensive. And I'm starting to wonder, it might not be a good fit actually for the organisation. It doesn't mean he's a manager. Sometimes the fit's got to be right, hasn't it, for the club or the team or the player even. And it might not suit Bristol City. I could actually see Birmingham maybe winning this 1-0 eventually. But I don't see Bristol City scoring. You can get nearly even money on under 2.5 goals here, -110. Looks a cracking bet, and I think Bristol City, until we see some signs of life with their offense, we've got to keep going the unders in their matches.
Coming back with Fleetwood Town in League Two as a side?
Yeah, I said how bad Gillingham have looked in so far this season, and they looked even worse last week. Walsall absolutely hammered them 3-0 at home, so I've got to get on board with Fleetwood here and keep opposing Gillingham until Gillingham shows something. Anything really, because it's just been dire stuff so far. And in fairness to Fleetwood, they did win last week away from home against Chesterfield, which is not an easy place to go as I think a +330 underdog. So they've had a morale boosting start to the season and a clean sheet. And the way Gillingham are playing, and they're another team that don't look like scoring a goal right now. So it might only take like a 1-0 or a 2-0 for Fleetwood. I do think Fleetwood, they're nothing more than probably a mid-table team in terms of ability. But the way these Gillingham side is playing right now, it was just horrendous stuff. They stank the place out against Luton. They were even worse against Walsall. I'm keeping opposing them.
So I've seen a lot of this on X, and you said a lot of people are asking you this since the World Cup ended. we loved the soccer. We loved the World Cup action. Now we want to continue to follow it. Is there a team we should root for? Who do I root for if you're getting asked that question in the Premier League?
Well, let's get both of you guys on board with a team. I mean, is there a team for either of you that you actually support right now?
I like the whole league. I don't have a particular club, though, no.
Well, do you like offense or defense? Is the first question,
offense,
I think.
Yeah.
Is that what I would say? You like a bit of offense. Do you like sort of an old traditional club or sort of one that's been taken over and is run by sort of big money men?
No, give me the old traditional club.
Yeah.
Maybe looking at Newcastle could be one. Would be a good one. If you want one in London, then I think you could go along the lines of possibly Spurs. And if you wanted a sort of a more unfashionable team, and teams that are really that are really well run and could improve in time, Brentford and Brighton, and they could maybe do with a few fans as well. Actually, well, if you want kind of traditional old nose, more defense, then you got Leeds and stuff like that, or Arsenal really down the line. But I think Newcastle would be a good team for the neutral.
How about no set of criteria? Just we're going to come over and hang out with you for a week, and we're going to go to a stadium that has an unbelievable atmosphere, and the team can be like a player, right? We're not talking about winning it this year or the next couple of years, but they can be a threat. Who would that be? Atmosphere has to be.
If you want really good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle would definitely ramp up for atmosphere. Liverpool, although I've heard it's not so good these days. Leeds for atmosphere is one of the best. It really is, honestly. Some of the newer stadiums, now, the amount of corporate tickets they give out and stuff, it's just not what it was. I don't know what it's like, whether it's the same over stateside, but some of the atmospheres are really flat when you would not expect it. Arsenal might be one of those, for an example, where it never used to be like that. So times change with it. But I prefer the older stadiums, guys, personally. Unless the newer ones are like proper modern, proper good, then I prefer the older stadiums.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Follow Steve Wyss on X. He's at Meatman Soccer. He's also with the Betting Weekly Studios and the Because We Win podcast. 4-0-1 start with lower leagues last week. Go get him again this week. Thanks, Meatman. Have a great weekend.
Cheers, guys. Let's hope we can have another winning weekend. Take care.
Cheers. Back at you. Join us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Great stuff out of him. Love talking to him. Great analysis as always. Up next, the Opta AI Major League Baseball player prop projections at vsin.com are hot and heavy on a bunch of players tonight. I'll give you some of the list next here on vsin.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
The Brewers closer, McGill, is on right now, the mound, trying to close this game out for the Brew Crew. They lead the Braves 2-1, bottom 9. Atlanta does have a runner on first, and the top of the lineup, Ronald Acuna Jr. with a swing and a miss there. He's at the plate. He's over 3 today, and now he's down 0-2 against McGill. This total closed at 5.5. Mizorowski against Sale, and it lived up to the hype.
Rare does that happen.
Yeah, right.
Usually high scoring.
Remember, years ago, the first time I ever saw 5.5 was Lincecum against Randy Johnson. I want to say it moved on to 5, but I'm probably wrong on that. That was definitely 5.5. Like, we're talking peak powers for both those guys.
Good. Lisa Ann would have been a billionaire. Catch Me Outside. How about that, gal? It's worth $30 million. That's a tough one to take. Bobby, whatever her name is, that is tough to take. Ooh, brutal.
She's worth $30 million?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Some of these gals are making $1 million a month.
Look up, I'm forgetting what she did originally. What was her name? Farrah Abraham? What is she worth?
Who was that?
Teen Mom. Teen Mom is what she was, yeah.
Really?
Yes, there you go. Now we're talking our crew's language. We can't do anything above like 35 years old.
Yeah.
She's got to be, I bet you she's worth more than Catch Me Outside.
Yeah. From Nebraska. Omaha. All right.
Fair is?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did it pop
16
up?
16 and pregnant, 2009.
There you go.
Hard hitting.
Wildly popular.
Yep.
And she has done a lot since, I can tell you.
Okay.
Ball game, Brewers win. Does it say the net worth?
I can't find it right now.
Okay. All right. It's got to be. She has to be worth more than Catch Me Outside. All right. Let me give you some. By the way, Mike Yastrzemski was the runner-on before the Braves just lost the game. One of the
$4 to $5 million.
Oh, I'm stunned by that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's really screwed it up then.
Okay.
But he was one of the biggest edges with the Opta AI projections at vsin.com. He was plus 23.9% to have 1+ hit run or RBI. Got that job done today. The other 3 players, well, Austin Riley was as well. He was a big edge. I did not see what he did in that game. But the 2 guys that are still going tonight with the edges that were only bigger than Yastrzemski, Brad Lord for the Nationals on the mound, 3+ Ks is a plus 26.2% edge, courtesy of Opta AI. They made the number minus 348. They're projecting 4.10 Ks out of him. And the other biggest edge of the game, or of player props tonight, would be Colton Cowser for the Orioles, 1+ hit run RBI, minus 130. They made that number minus 437, Pauly.
Okay. The story of the day is 4 of the top 5 ERA leaders in action. We just saw 2 of them collide in Milwaukee in a game that lived up to the hype. Brewers' first team to 80 wins. You also have someone's going to get hurt tonight, I can tell you that. Like this on a Friday night, Phillies $2.50, Yankees $2, Red Sox $1.80, all at home.
Oh, you mean there's going to be an upset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Schlittler, almost up to $2. The Yankees have lost his last 4 starts. And the Yankees, 19 games in a row, haven't scored a first-inning run. But you're going against the unknown with Toronto in a huge series as the Yankees start a 10-game homestand, coming off that great performance and sweep against Baltimore. And like everyone in the American League, the Blue Jays right in this now.
My guess is Cam will be really, really good again tonight, and he'll get like 0 run support.
Can't hit the new guy. Okay.
So I would only look. It was a miracle yesterday that I won with the Yankees game under. I don't know how that got there. It did. I'm not complaining. Just telling you it should have gone over. So lucky there. I think that probably continues here. Again, Cole was great again last night.
Yep.
This is going to be we talk about throwaway seasons. This is going to be a throwaway season for the Yankees, the way it seems. Because they're not going to be able to take advantage of the American League.
Well,
if they do,
let's see what happens when Judge comes back.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Pitching's good.
Pitching's amazing.
Yep. Should Sonny Gray be $1.80 against Logan Webb?
Probably not.
2-0 with an ERA under 1 in August. He'd be the second 16-game winner. If they're able to do it, Giants are awful. Is this an angle?
But Webb's been really good.
Yes, no doubt. Is this an angle? Devers going back to Fenway.
Maybe.
Going to be fired up. Can we look at his props?
Maybe. He's cocky about it, too. He asked if he had any regrets. He said absolutely not, from what I read anyway. Against Gray, by the way, 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs in a small sample size.
Not bad.
I would not be. I think he's the kind of guy that could go there and he'd plant his flag, smack a home run, and then talk trash, rounding the bases the entire time.
Sure. Yep. Got to see something out of fastball, Freddie. Bad year. He's going against Rogers. Rogers 6-2 with a 2.45 in his last 13. Baltimore off the sweep by the Yankees. And Freddie's numbers 0-1 with an ERA of 7 in Tampa. Last 12 starts, 1-6 ERA of 7. Woo! Total of 8.
Well, Paul, do you want to trust this? Because the third biggest pitching edge tonight for a K prop is Freddie Peralta, Opta AI, plus 17.2%, 6+. The number is plus 116 right now at DK. They make the number minus 174. Can he whiff 6 different batters tonight in the game? He's the kind of guy that's so unreliable. I can't. I learned my lesson by betting him.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Over years.
Melton against Cameron. Detroit now scuffling. They've lost 6 of 8. They're 11-3 when Melton starts. He's got the best ERA in baseball. He did have a tough performance last time out. They lost to the White Sox. But where is this coming from with Cameron, who was so bad at the beginning of the year? 1 or 0 earned runs allowed, 4 of his last 5, and off another gem. Total of 8 tonight. And Detroit's got to get going here, or they're going to fall back too far.
Well, here's the thing: is like you're asking the question, and I don't have an answer for it with Cameron. I guess he's getting back to his rookie year self from a year ago, but. Do you buy into that continuing tonight? Because Melton, I think, will bounce back as well. He was awesome until he had to go against the White Sox over the weekend. Mm-hmm. The first 5 total is 4. Do we trust the Cameron current form right now enough to think that, I think under 4 is probably worth it.
Yeah.
In the first 5.
Okay.
Get out of there 2-1, call it a day.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. And the Astros, boy, oh boy. If they can't win this division, they're going to look back at what happened in the last 10 days. They lose a series at home to the Angels. They're $1.70 today against the A's. They are under 500 against the division. And now they've opened the door for Texas here, too. And Texas wasn't playing well, and now they're right only a game back now. And they're taking on the Angels. That series starts tonight. Gore's $1.30 against Detmers.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you something about the Astros here. Do we get a bounce back, much like the Mariners the other night after they were blanked 22-0? They came back pissed off, scored 7 runs right away, and they got the win after getting completely embarrassed. I don't know what the hell that was yesterday.
Oh, but this happened last year, too, where they got swept by bad teams.
I know, but that was a pathetic showing.
He giving up 18 runs.
And as total pros, as you would expect them to be, do they go out there and all right. And the A's are probably going to win that market for fewest wins.
Yeah.
Maybe, I hate doing this with a home team, but Astros on the run line tonight in this game.
Well, this is why they had to get going and take advantage, because it's Yankees and Mets, and then it's 13 in a row against teams with a winning record coming up after this.
That's right.
So they really missed a golden opportunity. Twins and Padres, both teams are the 6th seed. They're the 3rd wild card. Twins off the sweep. And Arizona 19-6 when Rodriguez starts. What is going on with Marte? This gets worse now.
I dropped him in my fantasy
league. They put him on the IL?
I read that he might not come back now this year.
Oh, my God. Anything more from the agent? Good timing here in a pennant race.
Hold on.
Going AWOL.
I'll get you a quote here in a second.
I like Rodriguez. He's $1.40 against Lodolo and the Reds. But this just keeps getting worse. And Colorado's lost 15 of the last 17 Gordon appearances. Cleveland should be able to get to him tonight, and excited about Anderson tomorrow for Seattle. 10-1 in Double-A. 18 starts with an ERA of 1. Oh.
You should be looking at K-props overnight tonight to see what that number is.
Yeah, right.
Because it's only going to go one way, I bet. So this is from Derek Hall, who's the president for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay. This is as of last night. Quote, still a complete mystery. It's just bizarre. Again, but this is not the first rodeo here that they've had with Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
It's happened multiple times, and I just at some point you got to cut bait, don't you? Where it's like, dude, you're a pro baseball player. You can't go MIA.
Mm-hmm.
We had to wait until the last possible second, think that you're going to show up at Fenway the other night to put in the lineup card. That's unacceptable, man.
I know. Love the Sharps website. Easy to use, easy to navigate. Get your reps in before the season starts. Get involved with the preseason games. Going head-to-head with Mitch every week up there, and they have the free weekly league that lets you practice the same football plays you already study. Everyone starts with 10,000 chips. Build your stack, climb the leaderboard, sharpen your reads before the season kicks off. Enter at jointhesharps.com or scan the QR code on the screen. VSIN50 is your code for a 50% deposit bonus up to $100. Jointhesharps.com, code VSIN50. Go all in. Go a dime, go a couple dimes a game, however you want to attack it, and everyone starts with 10,000 chips. Good luck.
In-pocket plays next. I think AI needs some retooling after predicting who had the best or worst future draft on the network yesterday. I'll explain that next here on VSiN.
All right, 3-team moneyline parlay in the WNBA comes down to Golden State tonight. Did you see what Atlanta did?
Yes.
I almost set a record. They scored 124 points in L.A. The record was 127 in regulation. They almost got it.
Are they a dangerous team in the playoffs?
They'll be a tough out, yeah. They can score. And I got the answer to the question, why are they taking 2.5 weeks off in September?
Okay, here we go.
There's some international competition in Germany they're doing.
That they're going to go play in.
Yeah. How about that timing? Right as the season ends where you're going into the playoffs. So that's why it's funky, part of the schedule now, because you got a lot of teams playing every other night and 4 or 5 games in a week. Because once September starts, they get 2.5 weeks off.
Boy, that is
And then
odd,
they play another week, and then the season ends, and they go into the playoffs. Colts money line tomorrow. It's Riley Leonard and Richardson against this awful Atlanta outfit, and Atlanta on a 5-26 ATS run in the preseason. Long hair, don't care. Going to give the Browns another shot. Sanders will start. Watson behind him. Then Gabriel. What you want, quarterback competition. And no Allen for the Bills. See if the Brownies look the part tomorrow at home. Most yards for a tight end. Will Hill, Caesars. McBride plus 450. I think they're going to be in a whole lot of high-scoring games and playing from behind and playing catch-up. And his numbers were sick last year with the targets, 160-plus targets last year, and over 120 receptions. And so I bet him over yards, and I think plus 450 he's the second choice behind Bowers. Fairbairn at Caesars to have the most field goals, 6-1. He looked great last night. He was 44 of 48 last year and missed 2 games and led everyone. And went over his prop, 14 of the 15 games, which was plus money for half the season. We'll see what Caesars does when the season starts coming up.
It's a perfect recipe, Pauly.
It is. Conservative coach, a guy
elite defense.
Yes, that's right.
Offense stinks, bad games. Offensive line. Yep, there you go.
And the only loser, he made 1 of 2 against Jacksonville and missed a 50-yarder. We would have gone 15 for 15 on his player prop. Hull City, they're in action tomorrow. I'd like Man U. It's a high price. But under 24.5 points for the season. They are as high as $7 at DraftKings to get relegated. Shocked the world, somehow got into the playoffs and then won the damn thing to get promoted. But I think they'll go right back down, and it'll be a long year for Hull City in the Premier League. Good luck, everyone.
So I slid into Lisa Ann's DMs.
Oh, good.
During the show. I just thanked her for coming on, and I said the messages won't stop pouring in about how awesome people thought that she was, us included.
What a life.
But people have also said, like, she needs to be on more often. We told her to open invite when she left. Obviously, what are we going to say, no to her? I don't think so. So we're kicking around like OnlyFans. Had it been around when she said it would not have been a big deal because the internet was not what it is today. It's a different generation. This is from Manny on X. I did see a headline on this and I forgot. Shannon Elizabeth, American Pie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Evidently, she got on OnlyFans back in April, made $1.2 million in her first week. Her manager said it was more than all of her movie payouts combined. Is that right? So what do you think Lisa would have done? $10 million a month?
Adriana from Sopranos got on it, too. Aid. Yeah. That is Shannon Elizabeth?
Uh-huh.
That's nuts.
It really is.
Hey, Baez back at it. Just went deep.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yankees winner under 7.5 against the Orioles last night. That very fortunate with that one. But I was far more gutted by the Alvarez loss with the K-prop 4.5. He actually had 5. That really stung because the Rangers were on this great trend, and somehow this guy is not a big K guy. He goes over. Yuck. New bets that we got here. So, talked about this yesterday. This number has moved since, but the first bet that I wanted in the VSiN future draft yesterday was Deshaun Stribling. I wanted 750 plus at plus 290. Gave that one out. I just think that's an incredible. It's now plus 165. Still bettable. We saw it again last night. This is the real deal, Holyfield. And we have a ton of other future bets on him in pocket. I can't wait for the season to start to watch him. I hope he goes for 11 for $1.50 in Australia. Huge Malinsky special tonight. Mariners back home. Tip of the cap, Chris Macero. Long road trip for the Mariners. Did not go well. They stink back at home against the Cubs. Give me the Cubbies at even money in this game tonight. Pauly Howard.
I'm thinking right off the top of my head how many adult film stars I've interviewed. I can't believe the list is that long. It's actually surprising.
Well, we live in Vegas, so I think that helps out quite a bit.
With the convention, yeah. Okay. And who can forget what was her name?
Eva Angelina.
Yeah.
The
craziest answer of all time.
One of the best interviews, or I don't know, I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah. It was a good one. He was a trooper. What do you want me to do? Week 0, thank you. College football almost here. NFL regular season right behind it. Get your edge, VSiN Pro. Join VSiN Pro today. Instant access. College football, NFL betting guides, team previews, power ratings, proven betting systems. You'll start with best bet every host, every guest. AI-powered prop tools, $9.99. Join today, 50% with the VSiN Pro annual subscription. Sign up now, vsin.com/subscribe. We had Stormy Daniels in studio once.
That's right.
Who knew what she would become and turn into down the road? Okay, so what'd you think yesterday?
I love my draft.
Okay, fair enough.
I will be stunned if I'm not in the mix to win the whole thing.
I was surprised there weren't division winners that would go so quick and fast.
Well, I thought for sure
you want to start,
right.
start with a winner, and plus only 8 teams can win a division.
I can't believe I don't have this bet in pocket. I can't believe the Eagles dropped to me in the 7th round for a division winner plus 120. Mm-hmm. This is where Luke plugged it into Claude AI. Out of 13 people, they ran everybody right with the their numbers. They said I had the 11th best draft. We need to retool the old AI. No chance I had the 11th.
No,
best
I don't like
draft.
the reasoning. Rams over is an aggressive number to clear.
Okay, sure. Yeah, talk to me when they're 15-2.
Yeah.
And they can't, like, the whole thing about Stribbling is, well, I don't get it. Largely unproven rookie. Okay, he's going to have 1,000 yards. I don't know. 11th best overall.
I'm against you on the Bears, but then again, I had to
take it over.
Take it. Right,
yeah.
You're right. Too much Bengals hype. I'm with you on that one. Great pick, Eagles to win the division.
The Caleb Williams over passing touchdowns.
It's actually funny. I was going to take that. I had that written down. I wanted Williams to lead in passing yards, and then Gil took him right off the bat.
Right away, yeah.
I was shocked by that, but it was a good price, 12-1.
What do you think of yours overall?
Yeah, not bad.
You had a good draft.
Yeah.
I thought you did for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Claude said that you had the 6th best draft. I think you had a better draft than that, actually. What was your favorite pick? The McBride over 999.5. I mean, as you just said, another one there. If he stays healthy, he's not going to fly over that?
I would actually say, from a value standpoint, it was my second to last pick, and that's McBride to lead in receptions.
Okay.
Just because they were so bad defensively, and they're going to be playing catch-up in high-scoring games, and plus all those. I mean, the guy could be the king of the, let's just get it to him when it's 21-0,
right?
Or 28-7 in the fourth quarter. And you quick catches and, just total phony stats. What can happen at the end?
So if you want to bookmark this for later on in the year, right? Adam Burke did a complete write-up on it. Tip of the cap to him. That's a lot of work that goes into it.
They loved my draft last year, and I finished near the bottom. Nothing went my way.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So don't miss a pick. If you missed it again, it's going to be Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern, Sunday 11 p.m. Eastern, Monday and Wednesday of next week at 9 p.m. Eastern time. The future draft will be running again. And it's on vsin.com if you want to bookmark it and go check it out a little bit later. I also retweeted at Mitch Moss Radio earlier today. Good job by Adam. Good job by the crew this week, by the way. A lot of that stuff. Those graphics when Meatman was on, everything, it looked fantastic today. Ladies and gentlemen, really, really good job by them. What are you doing this weekend? You want to pick up a straggler?
I want to go to Mandalay Bay Sunday. Topless pool.
You want to pick up a straggler there on Saturday and then take her to Guns N' Roses with us?
Very interested to get the report of how Axl's voice sounds.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, I know they're up there in age, but it's also that's. I give them credit that they're that old and they're still playing that long too. And then we got Metallica coming to the Spear here in a couple months. That's your big boy.
Yeah. So they're going to be on. They are playing on average for 3 hours.
That's impressive.
I'm stoked, man. The anticipation of going to a band that you love to see, and I've only seen GNR once in my life. It's like I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. They blew my mind the only time I ever watched them before.
It's funny. Recently, it was uploaded on YouTube. A performance at the Whiskey A Go Go from 1986.
Oh, I sent you that.
And the audience is just sitting there like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's this? Welcome to the Jungle. Right?
Yeah. So they had just written Patience. Axl's reading it.
Wow.
He didn't have it memorized. How about that?
Great story. Some guys, Geffen record company and other people had to beg MTV just to play. Put this Welcome to the Jungle on, see what could happen.
A+ job, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Primetime next. Humans, Will Hill. Crush it this weekend. We'll see you.